probably gonna make a lot of people mad with this video. This movie is one of my favorite movies in the MCU. People will look at this film, you either like it or you hate it. It's just as simple. It's as simple as that. You either like this movie or you hate it. But no one tends to love this movie. I, on the opposite hand, love this movie. I love this movie. This is probably without a doubt, at least in my top 10 favorite MCU movies. And indeed, I like Iron Man 2 more than I like the first Iron Man movie. And I love the first Iron Man movie. Iron Man is without a doubt my absolute favorite superhero. Hello guys and welcome back to Dylan's Little Hobbies. And in today's video, yes, I already spoiled it, we are going to be talking about none other than Iron Man 2. This is my review. So for those of you who don't know, I am a big MCU fan. I have an Iron Man comic book right there. I need to get some more Marvel stuff in here, to be honest with you. I am a big fan of the MCU. Now, I'm not much of a comic book reader. I know I got a comic book there, but I'm not really a comic book reader. Faves when it comes to my boy, that's bothering me. This movie is without a doubt one of my personal faves when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I know what you guys are thinking. Why? Why would this be one of your personal faves? Well, maybe I have a little bit of a bias, to be honest with you. I remember years ago when I was a little kid, we had most of the MCU movies on DVDs growing up, and indeed, I did have the first Iron Man movie, but I scratched it to the point where you would have to watch half of it and then skip about a third of it for it to play normally again, which would obviously suck, to the point where I just threw it away one day. And so if I ever wanted to watch Iron Man again, the only movie I had at the time was, of course, Iron Man 2. And believe me, I've watched this movie more often than any other film in the MCU other than the first Avengers movie. In fact, for a time, my top two favorite movies was Iron Man 2 and then the first Avengers movie. I used to go back and forth between those two movies constantly. A lot of the times, while working on homework or, cleaning up my room, I would just play movies as background noise, and a good portion of the time, it would be either Iron Man 2 or the first Avengers movie, because I absolutely just love those two movies. And yes, while nowadays there are tons of films that I will admit are far better than Iron Man 2, it still has a place in my heart. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go through this movie. This isn't really going to be a full review, but it's going to be my initial thoughts on this film. First off, I love the story. I absolutely love the story they set up for Tony Stark here. We have Tony Stark from the very beginning, watching the whole thing with his father, who has already passed away, him taking the blood test, finding out that he has very high toxicity levels, and that's due to the plating within his armor, and indeed the plating core is causing metal poisoning, I believe that's what it was, and indeed that is slowly killing him. So the thing that is keeping him alive is killing him in a different way, and he's just out of luck. He's just out of luck. There's no way he can survive for more than about half a year, which is crazy because it's Tony Stark. What was this, the death of Tony Stark before we even saw the first Avengers movie? I was so invested in the character of Tony Stark. I really like what they did in the first Iron Man, setting him from this, rich, who cares wannabe that, he's rich, he's famous, he's got everything that you could ever want. He's a weapons manufacturer. And then after being captured and seeing what his own technology has done to the people around him, to people that he wanted to protect, he's changed his mind. It changed his whole view, and thus he created the armor in order to become not necessarily a hero, though yes, that's what he becomes, but more importantly, he's really just your average dude. Look, he's filthy rich, okay? But after you go through an experience like that, yeah, I would probably do the same thing. I would want to destroy everything I've ever created if I knew that it was hurting someone I loved, So I really like Tony Stark's whole arc in that movie. In the first Iron Man arc, it's perfect. And then in the second Iron Man arc, we see that he's only got so long to live. So he wants to set everything to be perfect. And throughout this film, I really like the way that they do it. It's Tony Stark, and Robert Downey Jr. is such a fantastic actor. I feel like no one could ever play the character Tony Stark better than Robert Downey Jr. No one can. I love Robert Downey Jr. in the role of Iron Man. And I feel like throughout this movie, he gets the nervous twitch, safety kind of person very well. Doesn't want to say what is actually on his mind, but has to tell his loved ones something. Has to set up the future for when he's gone, and that's why he's giving Pepper the entire company, basically. And that's why he brought the strawberries that she is really allergic to. There's a reason why. He was trying to tell her that, hey, I'm going to die. But how do you tell someone that you absolutely love, without a doubt, like the closest person Tony Stark has is Rhodey and Pepper? How do you tell someone you love that you only got so long to live? Okay? That's so difficult. And I love the way this movie plays into that. And then you have the main villain. Okay, Whiplash. No one likes Whiplash, apparently, in this movie. I like Whiplash. I really like Whiplash's whole reasoning for trying to get back at Tony Stark for the loss of his father, stealing his technology. He makes his own equipment, goes after Tony Stark like a crazy man. An absolute crazy man. You have to be insane to walk out on a track and kill not only Tony Stark, but more importantly, freaking Iron Man. You have to be insane to go after that. I love Whiplash as a villain. And I thought when Whiplash died, I thought when they took Whiplash away, I thought he was dead. I had no idea until, eventually the next scene that he was in jail and everything else. And then you want to talk about Hammer. I like Hammer. I like Hammer's whole rivalry with Tony Stark, and I like his personality. He's like that jerk that you want to like, but it's also like, oh, come on, you jerk, I really, really like that. I actually know a couple people like that. Like, I'm not gonna name names, but I know a couple people that I absolutely do enjoy hanging out with them, but no, they're complete jerks. So I really like Hammer's whole character within this movie. It fits the movie, and it's very lighthearted. I love that. And then him actually taking Whiplash and trying to get back to, he thinks with Whiplash he can, of course, overcome Tony Stark, right? Apparently, because no one liked this movie, that Hammer never came back in the MCU. Like, he never comes back in the MCU. Like, I was waiting for him to come back in Iron Man 3, and there was no mention of him in Iron Man 3. I was really kind of disappointed by that. And yes, in the future, we'll eventually get to Iron Man 3. Trust me, I have a couple things to say about Iron Man 3. Oh boy, I do not like that movie. But I really do enjoy Iron Man 2. Everything, and the way it sets it all up. Tony Stark's stupid party, and then Rhodey stealing the suit. Then of course we get into Black Widow. I really liked Black Widow. Sure, she was only there for looks, but I was starting to really like Black Widow, and I was always interested in this character, and we got more in the first Avengers movie of her, and I have been waiting ever since. And then in the other Avengers in Endgame was great. I've been waiting for a Black Widow movie since the first Avengers movie. Like, I wanted a Black Widow movie because I want to know more of this relationship she has with Hawkeye. And unfortunately, we never get to see that in the movie. Hopefully, they allude to that in the Hawkeye show. Hopefully, with flashbacks, we'll see. But I've always liked how the story progresses in Iron Man 2, especially with, of course, Nick Fury coming out. The jokes are great. It's just my type of movie. And then the lesson about Tony Stark's father, that was great. And then him making the new element, like, I know that's pretty much impossible, but I don't know, it was a fun, adventurous ride. And I like how they kept in the whole scientific technology. Like I kind of feel like they've lost that somewhere with the Tony Stark character. Like, I really feel like, as an inventor, in the first Iron Man movie, they really kept that to his character. And in the second Iron Man movie, they really kept that in. So what can I say? And then the big battle at the end was fun. Like, it's not the most amazing battle ever, for God's sakes, definitely not in the MCU, but it's a fun adventure. I like all of the characters. I like all of their reasonings. I like all of the characters' progression, storytelling, and why they're doing what they're doing. Like, the whole thing with Rhodey, trying to be there for Tony Stark, doesn't really understand what's going on with him, and then him as a captain in the American Army, or Captain Rhodes. I can't remember what status he is, but he's part of the American military, and how he wants to use the suit to improve, the army and make America safer. Like, I like all of their reasonings. I like this entire movie. And indeed, without a doubt, this is one of my favorite Iron Man movies ever. Eventually, I'll get to the point where I'll do a movie rankings list. But I can say right now, in terms of the movies we have already ranked before, I'd say Thor is on the bottom. Then we got Iron Man. And now we definitely have Iron Man 2 at the top. I love Iron Man 2. Let me know your thoughts about Tony Stark. Let me know your thoughts about Iron Man 2 down in the comments below. For now, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I am out. Bye.